first again, and Apple back standing. Not a huge lead over there on first for Apple, but Clement keeping him honest. Clark hit by a pitch late in the game. That was in the 6th inning. Drew Rogers came in, got one at bat, grounded out to the third baseman. 1-1 cut on and missed. Change up bottom third, and the count 1-2.
Nice job there. Just to locate the zone and battle back here against a skillful hitter in Drew Rogers, who loves to really work counts deep. It's been all bottom of the zone.
Foster Apple on first. The 1-2 with one away. Swing and a miss. Madden Clement, after a rough first couple of batters, has bounced back, retired 2 in a row, and there's 2 gone in the top of the first.
4th strikeout in a row for Drew Rogers. He had really been seeing the ball well, but it's kind of started to become a little bit of a struggle for him at the plate.
So now Caleb Barnett, the first baseman from Alabama, hitting 133, slotted in 5th in the Gatemen lineup today. Trying to keep this inning going. A 2-out count, left on right. After a long pause, another check on first, and Apple back standing once again. Wareham with a 1-0 lead over Bourne. Braves yet to swing it. First pitch to Barnett, and instead another check on first, and Apple hardly has a lead on first. He's back standing again.
Might just be to kind of keep Caleb Barnett waiting and give Madden Clement some time to reset. Those pickoffs have been a good way for him to kind of filter through.
First pitch now to Barnett. Inside edge, a called strike. Fastball at the knees, and it's 0-1. Barnett did not play yesterday against Bourne, did play prior to the day off against Brewster. Was 1 for 5 with an RBI single. That was in an 8th inning rally for the Gatemen. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Barnett behind 0-2. That was Clement's 20th pitch of the inning. 1 strike away from getting out of this first frame after the solo home run and then issuing the free pass to Foster Apple. It's been an up and down frame for Madden Clement. The 0-2. High and tight. Fastball at the letters, and the count's 1-2.
Uses that fastball so much. 60% of the time, hitters are expecting it. Drops in the curveball here and there, but really an all-fastball guy. That's what he's been doing here to Barnett.
1 ball, 2 strikes. A throw over to first. Apple takes a pace and is back standing. It's been quite a few checks on first. That was the 3rd of this at bat. Apple hasn't had to slide once. 1-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Settles in on the bottom 3rd and freezes Caleb Barnett. It's back-to-back strikeouts to end the top of the first inning for the starter, Madden Clement. 1 hit, 1 run, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on base. We're through half an inning at Doran Park. Wareham with a 1-0 lead. Blake Schaff, Rustin Rigdon, and Andrew Costello to swing it on the other side for the Bourne Braves here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Bourne set to swing it for the first time this evening at Doran Park. Top of the order due up against the righty starter out of Georgia, Jordan Stevens.
Stevens, the 6'4", 210, big righty like you mentioned. He is currently in the portal on the Cape, has pitched well so far this season, a 1.93 ERA for him, over 4 2/3. In his last start against Chatham, he did let up a grand slam, though. Looks to avoid that as he threw 57 pitches in that outing. With Georgia, a 7.85 ERA over 18 1/3 this past season.
Top of the order for Bourne is Blake Schaff, Rustin Rigdon, and Andrew Costello. From the windup, first pitch is swung on and skied. Foul ground, left side. Kate Elam gives it a look, and it's out of play for strike one. So we'll get you the Bourne lineup. Blake Schaff, the leadoff shortstop, followed by Rustin Rigdon and Andrew Costello, an identical top three from what manager Scott Landers in his fifth year trotted out yesterday. Along with his fourth hitter, Luke Costello, he also batted cleanup yesterday. So the 0-1 comes home to Schaff, taken outside for ball one. Batting fifth, the third baseman headed to Miami out of the transfer portal is Trent Caraway. Cal Sefcik, the left fielder, bats sixth. Garrett Michelle, Bryce Eastep, and Lee Ellis rounding out the starting nine for the Braves. 1-1 pitch. Looped left side, curling foul. Rogers out of his crouch, gives it a look, and it's out of play. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Blake Schaff. 1 for 4 with an RBI double yesterday. The shortstop hitting .286 this summer. Rising senior from Wake Forest. 4th straight game batting leadoff. The 1-2. Fouled out of play. Off the netting, and the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nice job out the gate as Stevens just getting ahead here on hitters, doing a nice job against Schaff.
Right on left. The 1-2 out of the windup. Cold strike 3, bottom rail. Rings up Blake Schaff, and there's 1 gone in the bottom of the first. We'll look at Wareham's defensive alignment. Catching the balls in strikes is Drew Rogers, left to right in the infield. Kate Elam at third. Henry DeGiorgio makes back-to-back starts at short. R.J. Hamilton across the middle of the infield at second. Caleb Barnett at first. In left field, Carter Groen. In center, Dylan Dubovic. And in right field, it's Foster Apple. First pitch to Rustin Rigdon is a called strike inside corner, 0-1. Center fielder batting .200. Did not record a hit yesterday against the Gatemen. The 0-1. Misses outside. Back-to-back left-handed hitters in the lineup today for the Braves to start things out. Blake Schaff, the leadoff man, a switch hitter, but facing the righty starter Jordan Stevens, he bats from the left side. 1-1. Pitch. Breaking ball, called strike. Dips into the zone, and Rigdon looks at it as he gets behind 1-2.
Now time to go back to the fastball and finish off the job.
Bases clear, 1 away. Bottom of the first, Gatemen lead it 1-0. Stevens out of the windup, the pitch. Fouled out of play. He does go fastball, but Rigdon fights it off.
And Rigdon, a guy who went 0 for 4 yesterday against these Gatemen, did have an RBI, but fell victim to the strikeout, and Stevens searching for that here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. pitches bounced in the dirt. Rigdon, despite being hitless yesterday, one of 3 Braves with an RBI last night in the 7-5 win for Wareham. The Braves got all of their runs in just 1 inning. 2-2. Check swing. He did go, and that's back-to-back strikeouts to start out Jordan Stevens' start. There's 2 gone in the bottom of the first.
These looked great to start things off. Mixing the pitches well, keeping these hitters off balance, and that was against 2 lefties before 4 straight righties now coming to the plate. So a nice job of dealing with a couple of early threats.
So Andrew Costello tries to spark a 2-out rally for the Braves, trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Bases clear for the designated hitter out of the transfer portal, committed to South Carolina for a couple of seasons at Wake Forest. He swings at the first pitch fastball, grounds it to short. A charging DeGiorgio gloves and throws on the run to first. It's in time. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, and nobody left on base. A perfect 1-2-3 frame for Jordan Stevens. Through 1 at Doran Field, and it is Wareham 1, Bourne 0.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street-legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com. Kate Elam ready to lead things off in the top of the second. Wareham with a 1-0 lead at Bourne here at Doran Park, facing the starter Madden Clement, 6'3" lefty out of Virginia Tech. Gatemen trying to add to this 1-0 lead. Elam digs in from the right side, and the left-handed Clement comes home. Deals a first pitch strike on the inside corner, 0-1. 6, 7, 8 due up for Wareham in this inning. Kate Elam in the right-handed batter's box now, followed by Dylan Dubovic and Carter Groen. The 0-1. Hit on the ground, right side. Couple of hops, snared by Michelle at first on the backhand. He takes it to the bag himself, and there's one away in the top of the second.
Nice job right there from just Madden Clement to bounce back and not allow another rough start to an inning. Obviously gave up the solo shot to R.J. Hamilton and then the walk to Foster Apple before 3 straight outs, but that's a big one for his confidence here in the second.
Tries to carry that confidence into a battle with Dylan Dubovic, the center fielder from Miami. As Clement is into his motion. The first pitch goes breaking ball. The appeal down to the first base umpire, Ryan DeMare. He says Dubovic didn't go, and the count's 1 ball, no strikes. Dubovic is starting to sputter a little bit at the plate, hitting 196 for a really good start to his summer. 1-0. Fouled straight back. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Center fielder Dubovic came in last night as a defensive replacement in the 9th inning. Wareham tried to shore things up. He came in at right field, forced Jason Wax over to center. The 1-1. Misses up and in, 2 balls, 1 strike. Came during a plethora of defensive maneuvers for Ryan Smythe. It's 5 guys changed positions in that bottom of the 9th. 2-1. This is inside, and Dubovic now in hitter's advantage. It's 3-1.
And that fastball, which is Clement's bread and butter, has really been hurting him in this start so far. I mean, that is his primary pitch, and he really has not been able to locate.
Tries to do so here. The 3-1. Misses outside. 5-pitch walk to Dylan Dubovic, and there's a 1-out base runner for the Gatemen in the top of the 2nd, leading 1-0.
He's already hitting just about the 30-pitch mark now. If you're Clement, and this a Bourne bullpen that got used a little bit yesterday as well after not the best start from Alba, so Wareham really putting the pressure on early.
Yeah, Bourne entered the matchup yesterday with the 2nd best relief staff in all of the Cape League. They've dropped down to 3rd. Wareham moved into 2nd. So check on first. Dubovic back safely ahead of the first pitch to Carter Groen, the left fielder from LaSalle, in his 2nd game with the Gatemen. He was 2 for 4 yesterday, was absolutely stellar. A single his first time up, and then an RBI double that followed. Tries to do something similar here. First pitch, he swings, and it's a slow roller to the first baseman, Michelle. Gloves, and he comes down the line to tag Groen. Dubovic moves over to 2nd. There's 2 down now in the top of the 2nd.
Just unfortunate. Didn't get all of it, kind of cue balled it over to first. Made it easy for Michelle to grab it and tag him out on the line. Still an RBI opportunity here, though, with 2 outs.
It's Henry DiGiorgio. Talk about RBI opportunities. The shortstop from Northeastern has 2 so far this summer. The only left-handed hitter in this Wareham lineup. Facing the lefty starter, Madden Clement, with 2 gone and a runner on 2nd. He looks back, now goes forward. First pitch cutter finds the outside corner, and the count's 0-1. DiGiorgio 1 for 3 a night ago in Wareham's win over Bourne. In this home and home, the 0-1. Misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Definitely feels like Clement's a little bit more comfortable going left on left here compared to those first 8 righties for the Gatemen.
1-1. Grounded foul, right side, off the netting. Right in front of the on-deck circle, first base side, where R.J. Hamilton currently stands. Hoping to come to the plate this inning. And a 1-2 count with 2 away. DiGiorgio tries to battle. It's the starter, Madden Clement. From the belt. A long pause. Now he comes home. Pitch misses inside at the belt. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 2nd, Wareham with a 1-0 lead. Dubovic drew the 1-out walk. He's over on 2nd. Advanced on the ground out from Carter Groen. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball. Bends into the zone. A called strike 3. And Madden Clement ends his 2nd inning just like how he ended his first, with a backwards K, but the Gatemen still have a 1-0 lead. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field. 1 runner left on base. Bourne tries to get on the board for the first time tonight. They'll send the 4, 5, 6 hitters to the plate when we return on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
In search of another clean 1-2-3 frame, it's Jordan Stevens back out to the mound for his second inning of work. Bottom of the second at Doran Park. Wareham with a 1-0 lead. 4-5-6 due up for the Braves. Luke Costello, Trent Caraway, and Cal Sefcik. A trio of righties. It starts with Luke Costello, the right fielder, headed to South Carolina. From the windup, first pitch. Lifted right side, trailing out of play, and it's over the netting for strike one.
Stevens did such a good job in that first inning of just going after hitters, back-to-back strikeouts, and then a ground out, only threw 12 pitches. Looks to replicate that here.
Yeah, 12 pitches with 2 strikeouts. Pretty good stuff from Jordan Stevens. The 0-1. Breaking ball misses low of the zone, and the count's 1-1 strike. Stevens, right-hander from Georgia, facing some future SEC competition. Costello finished up a year at Wake Forest, entered the transfer portal, now on to South Carolina. Rising junior, the 1-1. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Costello offered at the high heat, and the count's now 1-2. Costello, an extremely productive day at the plate for the Braves yesterday. It wasn't like that across the board, but he had a 2-hit day, drove in 2 runs. The 1-2. This is outside at the belt. Rogers liked the spot. The count's now 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man in the bottom of the second. Costello batting .294, leads the Cape League in doubles. He's totaled 8 this summer. Out of the windup, 2-2 pitch, grounded foul left side off the screen in front of the on-deck circle on the Bourne side. Braves reside in the third base dugout. Gatemen across the way on first. Costello ready to see his 6th pitch of the at-bat in a 2-2 count after Stevens shakes off 3 suggestions from Rogers. Now they set up. 2-2 comes home. Misses outside, just above the knees. And the count runs full to Luke Costello. In the first inning, Dan, you said that was kind of a strength of Jordan Stevens, pounding the zone. This time, Costello works a full count.
Got to execute here.
Right on right, the payoff. Cold strike 3. Breaking ball tails to the bottom third. Costello stares at it. It's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Jordan Stevens, and the second one looking for Bourne hitters.
He's feeling it, and that was a long at-bat against Costello, who's such a good hitter. So important to get the first out here against a Bourne lineup that just keeps getting better as it goes down. That was a big one right there against a guy who had 2 doubles yesterday.
Now it's Trent Caraway, the third baseman, on his way to Miami. Right on right, first pitch. Takes a fastball inside at the belt. 1-0, Caraway, some former SEC competition. We just talked about Luke Costello, the guy that was just retired as future SEC comp. Trent Caraway leaving the SEC from LSU on his way to Miami. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball. This one tails beneath the zone, and it counts 2-0. Caraway, future teammates at the college level with Dylan Dubovic, Wareham's center fielder. 2-0. Misses inside. 3 balls, no strikes.
And last start for Stevens, he didn't really get tripped up by the walk. He gave up a singular run on a solo shot. Did a really good job managing the game. I'm interested to see how he works back from this 3-0 count.
Trying to avoid a 4-pitch walk. Comes home. Hit on the ground. Left side, just foul. Cade Elam was there on the backhand, but about a pace in front of the third base bag. Caraway with the green light on the 3-0. Kind of a surprise this early.
Certainly, but I don't mind the aggressiveness or the ambition there. Stevens has retired his first 4 hitters. He got to break it up at some point, and you knew that he needed to throw a strike there. So he got a good pitch to hit, just pulled it foul, and Still, pressure on Stevens here to deliver in the 3-1.
Yeah, you said break it up. I think Trent Caraway might have broken his bat a little bit. Sounded like the wood split. He walked immediately to the third base dugout and picked up a new bat. He's still ahead in the count, 3-1. Stevens kicks and fires. Fly ball, center field. His future college teammate sprints in now. Dubovic on the run, tracks it, and makes the catch. Ended up in shallow right center. It looked like Dubovic had the read on it eventually, but then started to jog, then turned into a sprint, but makes the play. There's 2 gone in the bottom of the second.
Started to get worried there that Dubovic lost his eye on it, but had it the entire way. Makes a nice charging play in center field, and the first 5 have been sat down by Stevens.
So future Hurricane flies out to the current Hurricane. First pitch to Cal Sefcik is a breaking ball that is below the zone. 1-0, Cal Sefcik, the left fielder, on his way to UCF out of the transfer portal from Cincinnati. Another right-handed hitter in this Bourne lineup. The 1-0. Grounded foul. Got a piece of the mask for Drew Rogers, the catcher. And the count 1-1. Sefcik didn't play yesterday in the Bourne loss to Wareham. Batting 6th today for Scott Landers. 1-1. Breaking ball misses down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wareham leads it 1-0, bottom of the second. Stevens faced the minimum in the first inning, trying to do the same. 2-1. Breaking ball. This time it catches the bottom rail. And the count now level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sefcik batting with the bases clear. Stevens set above the belt. Brings the mitt up to his face, kicks and deals. Called strike 3. Breaking ball, inside corner, an absolute dot from Jordan Stevens. His 4th strikeout of the day, and he bookends his second inning with a pair of punch-outs. We're through 2 at Doran Park. Wareham leads it 1-0 here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm.
Time for the top of the third. Here at Doran Park, Wareham leads it 1-0. Back to the top of the order for the Gatemen. R.J. Hamilton, Foster Apple, Levi Clark. A trio of righties that are slotted in at the 1-2-3 spots for Ryan Smythe, trying to extend this lead against the starter, Madden Clement.
And Clement has been in control, but really hasn't had his best stuff through 2 innings. Still plenty of chances for Wareham to hop all over him, kind of like they did against Alba last night, where he strung together good at-bats and then finally started to post the big numbers.
Yeah, for Clement, he's given up just 1 hit his first trip through the order, and it came to R.J. Hamilton. It was the solo home run. That's been the difference here in a 1-0 game. But Clement searching for a much better result. Left on right, he kicks and delivers. First pitch of the inning is a breaking ball that's cut on, and just Hamilton gets a piece of it.
And the first at bat, it was a fastball that was left high in the zone for Hamilton that he crushed to left. Right there, Clement starts him off with the big breaker.
The 0-1 on the way. Fly ball right side. Trailing foul, it's out of play. And Hamilton's behind 0-2. Certainly a much better start to the at-bat for Madden Clement this time around against R.J. Hamilton. That solo home run, that was on the third pitch of the at-bat and a 1-1 count. Right now, Hamilton, the second baseman from Duke, behind 0-2. And he goes down on 3 pitches. Fastball inside corner. Well-placed pitch, and this time Clement wants the better result. He gets it. His 4th strikeout of the game, 1 down in the top of the 3rd.
Certainly a way to respond against the guy that has scored the only run in this game. 3 pitches makes it look easy against a skilled hitter in R.J. Hamilton.
Now it's Foster Apple's turn to try and spark a 1-out rally. Right fielder from Stetson in the transfer portal. Walked his first time up. Hitting 186 this summer from the right side. As Clement kicks and deals a first pitch fastball inside, just below the letters, and the count's 1-0. Wareham leads it 1-0, top of the 3rd. Bases clear for Foster Apple. The 1-0. Cut on and missed. Clement dials up the off speed. Changeup gets Apple to wave and miss, and the count now even, a ball and a strike. Both teams in action tomorrow ahead of a league-wide off day. That comes on Monday. It's the 1-1. Curveball misses down and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bourne hits the road to take on Falmouth at Gov Fuller Field tomorrow night. Wareham plays host to Cotuit. First pitch for that one is set for 6 o'clock. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball outside. Apple comes up empty.
Really feels like Clement's starting to find his footing here in the 3rd.
Already retired R.J. Hamilton. Got him to go down looking. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Sent Hamilton down looking. Apple heads back to the first base dugout swinging. Nonetheless, there's 2 gone, both by way of the punch-out for Madden Clement in the top of the 3rd.
5th strikeout for him as well, 3 in a row now. He's really started to eliminate some of the walks and the control that he was lacking in that first inning, and is bouncing back in a big way.
2 straight strikeouts in this inning. He ended the 2nd against Henry DeGiorgio. Got the shortstop to go down looking. First pitch to Levi Clark misses outside. The designated hitter from Tennessee is 0 for 1 today with a pop-out. Was the catcher yesterday before getting hit by a pitch. Then he was replaced by Drew Rogers, who's on deck. The 1-0, outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Definitely encouraging to see Levi Clark back in the lineup today.
For sure, and we talked to a couple of the Wareham staff. They said the hit on Levi Clark's back was like a welt yesterday, so they just wanted to make sure he was all good, but right back in there today.
2-0, he swings and skies it foul. Right side, the first baseman Garrett Michelle gave it a look. Watched it fall amongst the fans down the right field line, and the count's 2-1. Clark on a 3-game hit streak right now, trying to extend that to 4. He's 0 for 1 today, after a 1 for 3 day yesterday. 2 balls, 1 strike, the pitch. Breaking ball, tails low. Clement tried to get Clark to go after it. But now the DH has worked a hitter's advantage. 3-1 with the bases clear. 2 away in the 3rd. Clement has already collected 2 strikeouts. The pitch is lined left side down for a base hit in front of Cal Sefcik. Clark held to a single, but that's now 4 games in a row with a hit for Levi Clark.
And a hit now over 7 of his last 8 games as well. He's been really swinging it well. It's why he's at the top of the order for Ryan Smythe. That a perfect piece of hitting. Just a line drive out into left field. Sets up Drew Rogers. Nice way for this Wareham order to break the groove that Clement finally got it.
It was 3 straight strikeouts for Madden Clement. Then the single off the line drive from Levi Clark. Drew Rogers, left on right. First pitch. Takes up and in for ball 1. Rogers struck out in the first inning. It was the first strikeout of the day for Madden Clement. First of 5 victims so far. Runner on first, 1-0. Comes home. Called strike. Breaking ball came on the left hand. Continued to ride all the way to the bottom corner. Rogers thought it was inside. Stepped out of the right-handed batter's box. Looked a bit confused, but digs back in now in a 1-1 count with 2 gone in the top of the third. Wareham leading it 1-0. The 1-1 pitch. This is inside at the knees. After Clement went fastball, after he went curveball, slowed down. Rogers tried to speed him up that time around. 2 on the count. Clark not a huge base stealing threat off of first. 2-1 pitch inside. That time Bryce Estep, the catcher, liked the spot.
And it was a good spot. I mean, he's been working the inside corner primarily in that count. That one, as it comes in on the StatCast, just misses below the zone, but that's a great miss right there.
3 balls, 1 strike. Runner on first, 2 gone. Out of the windup. This is up and away, an easy take for Drew Rogers. He draws the free pass. That's the 3rd walk of the day issued by Madden Clement.
And some of those control issues that he had in the first starting to seep in to the third here. A big spot for Caleb Barnett, a guy who was just 2 for 15 on the season. Could really break through and get Clement while he's clearly laboring a little bit.
A 2 for 15 start, but got a big RBI single a couple of days ago against Brewster. Has a runner in scoring position now. First pitch to him is a called strike. Breaking ball, middle of the zone, and the count's 0-1. Barnett hitting 133. 11 strikeouts. The 0-1 count with 2 on and 2 away. Pitch misses inside, gets away from Estep, and it got a piece of Caleb Barnett. Breaking ball from the left hand of Madden Clement. Works well away from the left side, comes all the way in, and catches a piece of Caleb Barnett's left foot. And now the bases are loaded for the Gatemen in the top of the third with a 1-0 lead, and Cade Elam coming to the plate.
Take that all day. Doesn't matter how you get on. And this, a similar spot, Wareham had lots of runners on base yesterday, and now Cade Elam, a hot bat, perfect guy to drive him home.
Wareham with 7 runs on 11 hits yesterday. First pitch to Elam. He swings, lines it into left center field, down for a base hit. Clark comes in. Another run around third. Drew Rogers sprints in, and Wareham has a 3-0 lead after the 2-out, 2 RBI single from Cade Elam. It's 3-0 Gatemen.
Well, the funny thing is, all the runs in this inning have come with 2 outs on the board, and Clement got the first 2 outs of the inning with strikeouts against the top 2 in this order. So he was just 1 out away from putting up back-to-back zeros, but Wareham doing a beautiful job of just passing the baton and now lead 3-0.
Dylan Dubovic, the center fielder from Miami, digs in now. Still 2 on. Caleb Barnett over on second. Cade Elam on first. The pitch is taken high for ball 1. Something a little bit interesting about Cade Elam after that 2 RBI single came with the bases loaded. Drove in his 3rd and 4th run of the summer. All 4 of his RBIs, Dan, have come when the bases are loaded.
And all 4 have come against Bourne, because those 2 were last night for him. So he has really started to find it against these Braves, and he didn't really seem like a guy who was, not built for that spot in those first few games. Great to see that potential from Louisville finally seeping in.
Hitting nearly 300 this spring. A quick mound visit between the catcher Bryce Estep and the starter Madden Clement. The 2 break up. Estep back into his crouch. 1 ball, no strikes on Dylan Dubovic, who walked his first time up. The 1-0 after a long pause. Breaking ball swung on and skied into left field. Kalsefsik drifts in. Blake Schaff, the shortstop, all the way back towards the line. Went about 10-15 feet into the outfield grass and hauls it in for the third out of the inning. But a two-out rally from Wareham. Plates two. It's a couple of runs on 2 hits. No errors in the field and 2 runners left on through 2.5 from Doran Park. And the Gatemen have a 3-0 lead here on the home of Wareham Gatemen baseball.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Bottom of the third at Doran Park. Gatemen all over the Braves early on. It's 3-0. We've hit the home half. 7-8-9 due up for Bourne. Jordan Stevens pitching with some run support, and he's been phenomenal. 6 up, 6 down to start his day, Dan Shalam.
He's been amazing, and he's just been finding the zone, getting the swing and miss, letting the defense do the work with the weak contact. Interested to see the bottom 3 here for Bourne. Those 3 did not play yesterday against Wareham, so maybe a new look here for the Braves. A team that, now don't get it twisted, put up a 5 spot on Wareham when they were leading 3-0 yesterday, so they could explode at any moment, but Stevens has very much been in control thus far.
And the bottom of the order for Bourne is Garrett Michelle, Bryce Estep, and Lee Ellis. Lefty, righty, righty. Starting with the first baseman from Arizona State on his way to South Carolina. It's the right-hander Jordan Stevens. Ready? From atop the mound, he's into his windup. First pitch, hit on the ground, right side. Snared by Barnett. Underhand flips to a covering Stevens, and 1 pitch, 1 out to start things here in the bottom of the third.
Well, that's pretty efficient. If you're Jordan Stevens, doesn't get much better than that. Nice job just inducing the ground ball and getting a quick out.
A great play from Caleb Barnett over there on first as well. Just his second start of the summer at first base. Heads up play. Now brings up Bryce Estep, the catcher, also on his way to South Carolina out of the transfer portal. Hitting 130. First pitch, breaking ball, called strike. Well placed on the inner third from Jordan Stevens. Bryce Estep, though, kind of a different story from a lot of these guys on this Bourne team going to South Carolina. He's from Coastal Carolina, and if you've kept an eye on college baseball, Kevin Schnall, the skipper at Coastal Carolina, is on his way to South Carolina. The 0-1 pitch, a called strike outside corner. So Bryce Estep follows his college coach from Coastal to South Carolina. Now spending his summer with Bourne. Braves trying to go for a three-peat. They've won back-to-back Cape League titles. No balls, 2 strikes. Out of the windup. Pitch is swung on and crushed down the left field line. Hooking foul and out of play. Estep out in front, and the count remains 0-2.
That's why Bourne's not really worried about this slow start at 6-8-3. They were 5-9-1 through the month of June last year, and then went on to win the entire thing. Same reason why Wareham also not worried. Plenty of time.
And I'm not saying that Bourne should be worried, but you still have to give credit for the Braves. That's one of the worst 15-game starts. The 0-2 comes home, breaking ball tails below the zone, 1-2. That's one of the worst 15-game starts we've seen in the last 2 decades for a Cape League champion. So Bourne at least has the experience to know that it's not the end of the world, but still not the start that they would have liked.
Not at all. I mean, they only have 6 wins, and it's game 18.
1 ball, 2 strikes. From the windup, the pitch, called strike 3. Jordan Stevens goes back to the breaking ball, and that has been devastating. for Braves hitters. That's his 5th strikeout of the day and his 4th looking.
Just in a groove right now, and there's really no taking him out of it. Has just looked so sharp today. And he really did look sharp against Chatham in that last outing as well.
Now Lee Ellis tries to spark a 2-out rally. First pitch, fastball up and in. Wareham got its 2-out rally in the top of the 3rd. After back-to-back strikeouts from Madden Clement, the starter, Wareham sent 5 more to the plate, capped off by a 2 RBI single from Cade Elam that extended the Gatemen lead to 3-0. Lee Ellis trying to get Bourne on the board for the first time today. The base is clear and 2 gone. 1-0. Stevens kicks and delivers. Misses up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Ellis, the second baseman from Ohio State. Dan mentioned it earlier, but he did not play yesterday in the 7-5 loss to the Gatemen. Second time these two sides have met this summer. 2-0. Fastball grounded foul. Sharply hit left side, skips off the backstop, and the count's 2-1.
Which is also an encouraging sign if you're Wareham that this is the second time you're playing against the league's best or the division's best and one of the league's best, and you're doing a great job at managing the opponent.
Stevens nods. From just above the belt, brings the black mitt to cover his face. 2-1. Check swing, the appeal down. No, he didn't. Ryan DeMare swings his arms out sideways. It's now a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Jordan Stevens hasn't issued a walk today. No blemishes on his line. 8 up, 8 down. Trying to do the same to Lee Ellis and get out of the 3rd inning while facing the minimum for the 3rd straight time. 3-1, he kicks and deals. Misses inside, 5-pitch walk, and Ellis flings the bat towards the third base dugout. First base runner of the day for Bourne, and it comes with 2 down in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, unfortunately, the perfect game comes to an end, but it was a fun ride while it lasted. But really, that wasn't even that bad of an at-bat there. Just some misses high in the zone. Wasn't really out of control, but did seem like the most uncompetitive that Stevens has been to any hitter so far today.
No doubt about that. That's saying something. He's been very good. Back to the top of the order, Blake Schaff, 0 for 1 with the strikeout. First pitch, he grounds it foul. Hardly gets a piece of the bat. Went into the field of play for about a 1.5 feet, but it spiked on the plate first. So Schaff's behind 0-1. Shortstop hitting .286 this summer. Out of Wake Forest. On a 6-game hit streak for the Braves. The 0-1. Called strike outside corner, 0-2.
Beautiful bounce back from Stevens. Just stealing 2 straight strikes after the 3-1 count. Really nice job.
Ellis off the base at first, being held on by Barnett. And a check over on first. Ellis back with a head-first dive. Second baseman from Ohio State is a base-stealing threat. He's swiped 4 bags, been caught stealing twice. Drew Rogers, one of the better defensive catchers on this Wareham team. He's gunned down 7 runners on 15 attempts this summer. The 0-2, Ellis on the move. The pitch, skied left side. Curling foul and over the net. Count remains 0-2, and Lee Ellis on his way back to first.
Just a little bit of a hit and run attempt there for Bourne, trying to manufacture some offense here in the bottom half. They scored all their runs in 1 inning, so it wasn't like it was sustained throughout the entire game yesterday at Spillane Field. Kind of came all in one shot, and there was nothing the rest of the way.
And obviously the big hole on the right side with Barnett holding on Ellis. The 0-2, foul tipped into the mid of Rogers. Strike 3, another punch out from Jordan Stevens. That's his 6th of the game. He's gone 2 in each inning. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on base through a 1/3 of the matchup here at Doran Park. It's the Gatemen 3, Braves nothing on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
We've hit the fourth inning here at Doran Park. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky with Wareham leading things 3-0. It will be the 8-9-1 hitter still going against the starter, Madden Clement. Groen, DeGiorgio, and then the top of the order with Hamilton. First pitch from Clement, high and away for ball one. Things got a little bit out of control for Madden Clement in that last inning. Got the first two outs by way of the strikeout, and then allowed 4 straight hitters aboard, scoring 2 runs. The 2 RBIs coming off the bat of Cade Elam. 1-0 is in there for strike 1. So a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Clement up to 60 pitches on the evening. So you would imagine that the end of his start coming soon. 1-1, cut on and missed from Groen, who is making just his second appearance as a Gateman. Had a great debut yesterday, went 2 for 4 with an RBI double. Also had a pair of strikeouts so far today, grounded back to Clement in the second. Here's the 1-2, runs inside, a place where Clement really has struggled to locate today. He's been liking to work the inside corner, but it hasn't really worked out for him. It's been mostly fastball on that inside part as well, about 60% usage, but that's led to some walks, some positions he doesn't want to be in. Winds and fires for the 2-2. Groen checks his swing. A appeal down to the first place umpire. Ryan DeMar is unsuccessful, and the count goes full.
Yeah, I thought he went there. Carter Groen might have caught a break. Now we'll see what he does with this second chance.
Clement toes the slab, looks in. Glove to the face, and delivers the payoff. Put in play, drops into center field. A nice leadoff single here for Carter Groen, and that is his 3rd hit in just his 6th at-bat as a Gateman.
Yeah, not bad with a second life. Obviously, from our view, you can't really tell if Carter Groen did offer at it. Ryan DeMar said he didn't. So Carter Groen, though, gets away, gets to see another pitch. And in the following pitch, just a nice piece of hitting over the shortstop's head, finds some outfield grass, and does a great job for a leadoff guy in an inning.
So now left on left, Henry DeGiorgio at the plate. First pitch, high and away. DeGiorgio threatened to square bunt, but the off-speed was way out of the zone to the point where DeGiorgio pulled it back. This the only lefty in the lineup tonight for Wareham. 8 straight righties stacking against the southpaw in Clement. The 1-0 is a check over on first. Groen does not have a stolen base yet this season with Wareham. Just his second game. DeGiorgio, the man at the plate, had 2 yesterday, looking to place down a bunt, but pulls it back this time. Instead will swing at the 1-0. Fouls it off to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike against the shortstop.
Yeah, Trent Caraway on the pitch prior, the third baseman, came crashing in for Bourne. That time took a few steps in, then played back. after DeGiorgio, but after he's squared bunt once, now pulled back, it'll be interesting to see how Braves play him on the left side.
Another look over on first base. Groen had 10 stolen bases this past season, so not a huge base stealing threat at LaSalle, but still enough to get the job done at certain points. Still a 1-1 count here against DeGiorgio. He squares to bunt again, pulls it back just in the nick of time as the ball runs low, and the count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, he was flirting with it right there. It was a late retraction from Henry DeGiorgio. Squared to bunt, it was much closer than the first pitch of the at-bat.
Stares back to the dugout, looks at Ryan Smythe, seeing what he wants him to do here in the 2-1. Here's the offering, and DeGiorgio squares bunt, pops it up, and it drops at the backstop. That was almost disastrous for Wareham if DeGiorgio just popped it straight up in the air. Estep could have fielded it behind the plate, but didn't get enough under it. Just kind of spun back to the brick wall here at Doran Park. But now a 2-2 count.
Yeah, Gatemen collectively haven't looked great trying to place down a bunt so far this season.
They have just 2 sacrifice bunts on the year. And Clement working in a 2-2 count. Delivers home, and DeGiorgio slaps it out of play on the third base side. We'll do it again at 2-2. DeGiorgio, a .227 hitter so far this season. Looking to add here against Clement. 2-2, down in the dirt, and the count runs full for back-to-back batters to start off this top half of the fourth.
Yeah, it's been kind of a roller coaster of an at-bat for DeGiorgio. Squared to bunt a couple of times, pulled back, tried to lay one down, and now a full count.
So what does Clement have up his sleeve here in a full count? First, he will go over to first, throws the ball to Michelle to give another look on Groen, and now walks around the mound as he recenters himself.
Yeah, we just said a roller coaster of an at-bat. Didn't even mention the 3 pickoff attempts over to first in that.
And now comes set, stares as Groen's going over to second. The pitch is cut on a miss. Throw down to second in time. And Groen is tagged out. It's a strike him out, throw him out, double play for Bourne, and there's 2 outs on the board.
Yeah, DeGiorgio might have been a hit and run because he chased that one well up in the zone. And it wasn't great. Yeah, definitely high for DeGiorgio, cuts and misses, and Carter Groen didn't look like the speediest guy, didn't get a great jump. Not an amazing throw from Bryce Estep by any sense of the word, but pulled him over in between first and second.
Top of the order, R.J. Hamilton at the plate, fouls the first pitch out of play on the first base side. So Groen's first attempt at a stolen base with Wareham, he's caught. And DeGiorgio goes down swinging for the second time tonight.
Yeah, it was one of those where it looked like a bad throw, but the bad throw ended up helping out the defense of where Clement placed it. It's kind of a lollipop over to second.
0-1. Clips the top part of the zone for strike 2. It definitely was not the best throw by Estep, but it all worked out in the end over there at second base. And Hamilton at the plate had the solo home run in the first. That made it 1-0 to start off the game. Struck out looking to Clement back in the third. Looking to battle here in a no-ball, 2-strike count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss up top for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Clement to end things here in the top half of the fourth. And he produces a 0 after the 2-run top half of the third. For Bourne, it is Rustin Rigdon, Andrew Costello, and Luke Costello coming to the plate in the bottom half of the fourth. And that means we say hello to CeCe Gabriel, who has more on the pair of brothers.
Well, thanks, guys. As you mentioned, in the Braves lineup, you see the 2 Costellos. And as you mentioned, to answer your question, yes, they are brothers. And they don't just wear the same colors in summer ball, but in spring ball, too. Andrew Costello joined his older brother Luke at Wake Forest this season after passing on the MLB draft and said playing with his older brother in one of the highest levels of baseball was something that was hard to pass up. According to Andrew, Luke nearly taught him everything he knows, and together they push each other in workouts, practices, and games to be better on the diamond. Their discipline and training has put them at the top of several of the Braves' offensive statistics, including batting average, RBI, hits, and runs. Andrew officially announced that he will be transferring to the University of South Carolina. But Brave blood follows with his brother Luke and Bourne teammates Bryce Estep and Garrett Michelle joining the Gamecocks this upcoming spring. Back to you guys.
You mentioned it, CeCe. Andrew and Luke getting to stick together, both making the move down there to South Carolina. Those two looking to pick up this offensive start for Bourne, which has been not great. They've put up 3 straight zeros, sent just 10 hitters to the plate here, Adam Hipsky, as they look to get in on Jordan Stevens. This Bourne lineup still does not have a hit in this game.
He's made it tough, and he's a high-velocity guy with the fastball that can speed guys up at 96 to 97 miles per hour, but it's been the curveball that's been the difference. Being able to slow hitters down, speed them up, mix and match your pitches, but it goes beyond that for Jordan Stevens because it's not just a change and a drop in velocity, but the movement is much, much different for Jordan Stevens, and that's why he's been so effective today. But it's much harder second time through the order, so this time it becomes a little bit more interesting now that they've seen both the fastball and the curve.
Going against the 2-hole hitter, batting from the left side, Rustin Rigdon. First pitch misses below the bottom rail. 4-1. Rigdon now 0 for 5 against these Gatemen over the last 2 games, including today. Does have an RBI, though. That came yesterday, but struck out to Stevens in the first. The 1-0, cut on and missed for strike 1. Stevens has really used that fastball to his advantage. Has done a really nice job in this game of mixing up those pitches, making these hitters uncomfortable. Comes set. Here's the 1-1. Catches the outside corner of the plate. The count goes to 1-2. As Stevens looks to pick up where he left off last inning, ended off the bottom half of the third, striking out the leadoff man, Blake Schaff. 1-2 offering. It seemed like Rigdon wanted it for a second, pulls the bat back. It's a called ball, and the count's 2-2.
That's an especially tough pitch to lay off of with how Jordan Stevens has done. Ton of strikeouts, and he's sent Bourne hitters down looking. That time Rigdon doesn't.
Fires the 2-2. Gets the swing this time, but Rigdon gets enough to foul it. It was in the glove of Rogers for a second, but deflected off. So we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But when you see so many of your hitters like that go down back to the dugout looking, makes you a bit more eager to swing, but the right call holding.
Stevens comes home. Ball's put in play over to first base side. Barnett Smothers goes to the bag, and there's the first out of the bottom half of the fourth.
Another nice job. Rigdon laid off one tough pitch, but then induces a slow roller. Goes over to first. Barnett takes it to the base himself. 2 good plays from Caleb Barnett at first. Feels like a stable defensive option for Ryan Smythe at that spot.
Had a couple of nice plays in his last start at first base as well. Now it's Andrew Costello, the designated hitter. Grounded out over to short in his first plate appearance tonight. First pitch from Stevens is the breaker, and he paints the corner for strike 1. Stevens just passing the 50-pitch mark, that being 51. Has been so efficient today and has really provided this Wareham offense with some beautiful pitching. A 1 smacked over to the right side and through the hole. There is the first base hit of the day for Bourne. It comes here in the bottom half of the fourth with 1 down, courtesy of Andrew Costello.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. Pushes it opposite field. Decent hole between Barnett and Hamilton, and finds some grass. Skips in the dirt, and Andrew Costello getting the day off defensively. All focus offense today for Bourne, and delivers the 1-out single.
So with the first runner on since last inning, which was a walk, it will be his brother Luke Costello batting from the right-handed side. Stevens' first pitch misses down low. Again, that's the first base hit that Bourne has recorded here tonight. It was a similar struggle for the Bravos yesterday. Had just 2 hits through the first 4 innings before putting up that 5 spot in the top half of the 5th. Here's the 1-0. It's spiked in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes against a brilliant hitter in Luke Costello, batting .294 on the season.
Yeah, and CeCe touched on the pair earlier, and 2 similar hitters, but Costello maybe a little bit more power Costello, Andrew can hit for some more average.
Stevens fires and the pitch runs in and clips Costello, so he doesn't get a chance to swing the bat there. But now things becoming a little bit dangerous here in the bottom half of the fourth. Runners at first and second with one down.
Yeah, and we talked about second trip through the order, Dan, and for Jordan Stevens, can't let that single spiral because you've seen what you can do. You've struck out tons of hitters up and down this Bourne lineup. You don't want to give them a free one after you've been really, really good, and Eric Luxus wants to get out of the dugout before it's too late.
And there is an arm starting to get going out there in the Wareham bullpen as Stevens looks to keep on going in this game. Luxus just trying to talk this one over. If you look back to yesterday, it was Bourne starting their rally with one out on the board and then sent a bunch of hitters to the plate. The arm getting going is Jaden Barfield, someone who got knocked around the last time he was in the game.
Yeah, and I think you like what you have in him, and right now he feels more like a high-leverage guy for Wareham. At least you think that he'll be molded into that throughout the summer. And right now I think all your trust has to go on Jordan Stevens. You don't want Jaden Barfield coming in this inning.
Certainly not.
The fact that he's throwing feels like, okay, this is probably Stevens' last inning, and that's fine. But with how dominant he's been, you would hate to see it slip away and have a good start ruined by a soft single and then self-inflicted mistakes afterwards.
Trent Caraway, the third baseman at the plate. Batting from the right side. First pitch from Stevens in there. 4-1. Kind of the similar story yesterday for Wade Walton. Got through the first 4 1/3 with no runs. Struck out 4 batters in a row before Bourne finally got after him and ruined his line. Ended up with 5 earned runs over 4 2/3. Big 0-1 pitch coming. Here it is. A big cut and a miss from Caraway. And the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes.
Feels regrouped after the mound visit, hasn't he, Dan? And that's exactly what he's need to do. He's been very good. Don't let that single with 1 away trip you up.
Caraway flew out into center field against Stevens back in the second. 0-2 offering. Cut on and missed for strike 3. After the mound visit, Stevens retires Caraway with 3 pitches, and there's 2 down here in the bottom half of the fourth.
And if you're the defense, you can take a step back. You don't have to worry too much about the base runners. Force at first, second, or third. You're facing Cal Sefcik, sixth hitting guy that's batting just .227. If you're Stevens, try and attack. Hopefully some confidence back in the right hand.
First pitch. Swung on and missed at the top half of the zone. Has really started to get the swing and the miss after the mound visit with that fastball. Sefcik struck out looking to Stevens to end off the second inning. And Stevens looking to do the same thing here with Costello on second and the other Costello at first, Andrew and Luke. 0-1 is a perfect pitch, middle of the zone. Back-to-back 0-2 counts. It's been 5 straight strikes for Stevens after the mound visit, and he looks to get out of this bottom half of the fourth with nothing across. Here with an 0-2 count, comes set on the bump. Big deep breath. Comes home. Ball is flown out of play on the first base side. We'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes.
And in similar positions, Dan, it's been Jordan Stevens trying to speed guys up with the fastball and then drops the big breaker. He's had a ton of success. Wouldn't be surprised in a 0-2 count to try and dance one away from Sefcik.
Has some pitches to waste. The 0-2 is the curveball down in the dirt. Check swing, and Ryan DeMar at first base says no. So the count's 1-2.
Another one, and we kind of thought that's what he might do, and I think in the back of Cal Sefcik's head, he agreed, but still such a tough pitch to lay off of when you get that drop in velocity.
See what he goes to here. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Stevens fires, goes back to the breaking ball, puts it on the outside part of the plate. Thought he had strike 3, smiles as he gets the ball back from Drew Rogers, but no call from Joe Gravina at home plate. The count is 2-2.
Super close miss if you're Jordan Stevens. You had him 0-2. And those are exactly the two types of pitches that you want to throw in a 0-2 count and a 1-2 count.
2-2. Fastball at the knees is a called strike 3. And the Bourne dugout is outraged after that call, letting it be heard to home plate umpire Joe Griffin, but Stevens doesn't care. He gets out of the jam, strands 2 here in the bottom half of the 4th, and it's been an excellent piece of work so far from Stevens. Gives Wareham a 3-0 lead headed to the 5th here on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
5th inning here at Doran Park with Wareham up 3-0. First, Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change of the day comes from the Bravos side. The starter, Madden Clement, is out of the game, and Austin Musso is in to try and keep this game at 3-0.
A right-hander from Arizona State with a 5-pitch mix. It's mostly fastball and slider, though. Those two combined for about 90% of his offerings. Pitched 17 and a third with the Sun Devils yesterday. And last night, Dan, it was an Arizona State starter for Bourne. Jaden Alba, now a reliever for the Braves this evening.
See what Musso can do. Starting off with the 2-hole hitter, Foster Apple, who swings at the first pitch, fouls it off the screen on the first base side. 4-1. Apple 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, had a walk back in the first. And for Musso, it's a 4-pitch mix, a fastball, cutter, slider, and the curveball. Also has the changeup in there, but rarely throws it. 0-1. Smacked into center field on a line, charging the play and making a diving grab is Rigdon for out number 1. Steals a base hit away from Foster Apple. And immediately Ryan Smythe is fired up and out of the dugout to talk this one over with the crew chief, Kevin Saxton.
I thought Rustin Rigdon got it. We didn't have a great view of it, but I thought that was a heck of a play. And regardless, applaud the effort, but I thought Rigdon made the catch.
And Smythe not happy as he goes back to the dugout. But what a sliding play it was out in center field by Rigdon. So Musso comes into this game, gets the first out here in the top half of the 5th, and now it'll be the righty Levi Clark to the plate. Musso looking down at the armband to get his sign, steps back onto the rubber, and is ready to go against the Tennessee man, who is the designated hitter tonight. First pitch. Does a nice job with the cutter, paints the inside corner for strike 1. Clark had a single back in the 3rd. That was with 2 outs. Came around to score as the second run of this ball game on a 2 RBI single from Cade Elam. Musso delivers. A 1 misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wareham looking for some additional run support. Scored 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd. nothing else. 1-1 pitch. Popped up into right field. Coming in is Costello. He makes the play. 2 quick outs for the reliever Musso.
And give credit to Lee Ellis, the second baseman, who sprinted out there ready to make a play. It was definitely a much easier catch for Luke Costello, the right fielder, but plays like that for Bourne, they'll pay off eventually. If Costello loses it, Ellis was back ready to make a play.
So now with 2 outs, it's the catcher Drew Rogers at the plate. Steps into the righty batter's box, looking to do something here against Austin Musso after he's gotten the first 2 outs of his outing. First pitch to Rogers, fastball. Down at the knees, a called strike. Nice job by Musso to get the first pitch. Throw Rogers a little bit off balance. Walked back in the third, came around to score as the third run. Struck out in the first to the starter Clement. 0-1 pitch. Hit over to the right field side. Loops out of play off the screen. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on the catcher Drew Rogers, who came in as a pinch hitter yesterday for Levi Clark after he was hit by a pitch. Went 0 for 1. Musso ready. Delivers the 0-2 pitch. It's high and away. Rogers offered at it for a second, but had the diligence to pull his bat back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the Georgia Tech product looks to battle. Musso delivers the 1-2, and Rogers chases it high and away for strike 3. Austin Musso comes into this game, produces a 1-2-3, top half of the 5th, the first 1-2-3 of the ball game for Bourne. We head to the bottom half of the 5th. Wareham still leading things 3-0 here on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Bottom half of the 5th here in Bourne, and after the Bravos make their first pitching change of the day, Wareham follows suit. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. Jordan Stevens out of this game after a brilliant start. 4 innings of 1 hit, no run ball with 8 strikeouts. He makes way for the Oklahoma man, Jaden Barfield.
6 foot, 215-pound lefty, originally from Pearland, Texas. Trying to follow suit for what Jordan Stevens did, it'll be hard to replicate that kind of performance. A great start for the right-hander from Georgia. But now, Ryan Smythe turns to the southpaw from Oklahoma, making his 3rd appearance of the summer, a 9-flat ERA across 3 innings of work, giving up 2 hits. Both were home runs, Dan, and they both came a couple of days ago against Brewster. Last pitched on July 1st, went just 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, no strikeouts, and 2 home runs.
Gets the bottom of the order. 7-8-9 starting with the lefty Garrett Mitchell. First pitch from Barfield, a called strike. Bottom half of the zone. You mentioned it, Barfield got knocked around a little bit last time against Brewster. Looking for a bounce back here against the Braves, a team that put up just 1 hit on Jordan Stevens. The 0-1 put in there nicely quickly. No balls and 2 strikes on Garrett Mitchell. A nice left-on-left battle to start things off here for Barfield, as he looks to make quick work of the man headed to South Carolina next season. 0-2, fouled back to the screen by Michelle. Grounded out over to first, back in the third.
And for Stevens, it was a lot of fastball, curveball. The curveball was the one that did a ton of damage to Bourne hitters. For Barfield, it's mostly fastball, slider, and a cutter.
0-2. That time it was the slider. He misses at the bottom part of the zone, and the count's 1-2.
Really, the only other pitch he uses, Dan, is the changeup about 10% of the time, but it's mostly those 3. Fastball, slider, and the cutter.
Comes set and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Barfield comes into this game, gets his first out by way of the K. And there's one down here in the bottom half of the 5th.
Yeah, and we said he's going to try and follow Jordan Stevens' start. And while that's probably unlikely, picks up right where he left off. Stevens ended the 4th inning with 2 straight strikeouts, and Barfield comes in and picks up the 1st and the 5th.
So the struggles continue for this Bourne order that struck out 14 times last night. It's been similar numbers here today. E-Step at the plate takes a first pitch ball from Barfield. And Bourne hitters striking out a total of 9 times in this game after the K by Michelle. So it's been a really nice job by Stevens. Barfield off to a hot start, looking to build on it. Here's the 0-1, or the 1-0, excuse me, is grounded over to the third base side. Just tails to the left side of the bag. So the count's now 1-1.
I'm curious to see how far they try and push Jaden Barfield. I mean, I know that it probably depends on how he throws and how much Bourne hitters can have success against him. But went 2 innings against Chatham and just 1 against Brewster. The Gatemen needed just 2 pitchers to get through the 9 innings yesterday.
1 ball and 1 strike here on the righty. E-Step. The pitch just misses below the zone. Count goes to 2-1. E-Step struck out looking to Stevens back in the 3rd inning. A Bourne offense that has put up just 1 hit. It's been hard for them to find anything in this game. 2-1 pitch. Popped up out of play on the first base side. It was this 5th inning yesterday where Bourne came alive after putting up 4 straight zeros. Posted a 5 spot in the top half of the 5th. That also came with 1 out. Similar scenario here, but outside of that, it was more swing and miss and a lot of outs. Had just 1 hit the rest of the way after the 5th. 2-2 from Barfield. Misses high and away, and the count goes full against the first baseman, Michelle, who is batting under 200 to start off this Cape League season. Looking to spark his offense. Barfield gets his sign, readies, and fires. Bounces it in the dirt. So it's a walk to Bryce E-Step, the catcher. And Bourne has a 1-out base runner with Lee Ellis coming to the plate.
Yeah, walks have plagued Wareham throughout this summer, and that's what Jordan Stevens really did so well at. Just 1 walk across 4 innings. Made Bourne hitters earn it, and especially through this section of the order, if you're the Braves, you don't want to give a ton of free passes. Barfield let 1 slip.
So it's now Ellis in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch from Barfield, a called strike, bottom of the zone, and Bourne not happy about that one. Scott Landers letting it be known to home plate umpire Joe Gravina. It was a strike on the outside part of the plate as it comes in on the StatCast. 0-1 in favor of Barfield. He comes set, takes a look over at E-Step, delivers home. Ground ball over to the left side, fielded by Elam. He throws to second. Hamilton on to first in time. A 5-4-3 double play gets Jaden Barfield out of this inning, and it's another 0 for Wareham. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base, and after 5 innings, it's the Gatemen 3 and the Braves nothing here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm.
We've hit the 6th inning here at Doran Park. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky with Wareham in front 3-0. It's been a brilliant pitching performance from the Gatemen so far. Jordan Stevens and Jaden Barfield combining for 5 innings of 1 hit, no run ball. And now it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Wareham, starting with Caleb Barnett, then Cade Elam, and Dylan Dubovic. Barnett stepping in from the right side. This a slew of righties due up for the Gatemen. Only one lefty in this lineup, that being the 9-hole man, Henry DeGiorgio. And still Austin Musso out there on the mound for Bourne. Produced a 1-2-3 in the top half of the 5th. Comes set, red glove to the face, and fires home. First pitch to Barnett, high and away. It sails to the backstop, knocks off the brick, bounces all the way back to the mound, and Musso picks it up, throws it off the diamond.
It's interesting to see how this ends up playing out if there's ever a play. There's a ton of room between the catcher and that brick backstop, but on plays like that, you can get quite the bounce.
No padding back there. 1-0 once again, high and away.
And when you do have that pad, it can die right there, but with the brick, maybe it takes an awkward bounce, but if you're a catcher, it's coming back to you pretty quickly. We'll see if that plays into how base runners elect to go.
2 misses up high from Musso to start off. The 2-0 cut on and missed from Barnett for strike 1. He got a piece. It bounced off the glove of Estep into the air. But 2 balls and 1 strike. Musso came in, faced the 2-3-4 hitters. Got a line out, a fly out, and a strikeout. The last one being against Drew Rogers to end off the top of the 5th. 2-1 cut on and missed from Caleb Barnett. The count goes to 2-2. Barnett still looking to find his footing here with Wareham. 2 for 16 so far this season. Was hit by the pitch back in the 3rd. That loaded up the bases, and then Cade Elam delivered the 2 RBI single. Musso quickly set and comes home. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 from Caleb Barnett. So Musso ends the 5th with a K and starts with the same here in the 6th. 1 down.
He's doing a really nice job. And for Wareham, this recipe that Bourne has done has kind of worked for Wareham. Try and force the starter out of the game that he didn't have a ton of success against and then get to the bullpen. And today, for the Braves, they're trying to do that against Jaden Barfield. They get the bats going. But on the flip side, Wareham hasn't really had much success right now against the first call out of the pen for Bourne.
Cade Elam at the plate in the righty batter's box. First pitch in there for strike 1, and it will be interesting to see how Barfield does against the top of the order coming up for Bourne in the bottom half of the 6th. A top 3 that is just 1 for 6 so far today. 3 strikeouts as well. Here's the 0-1. Chopped behind the plate, foul. Rolls back near home plate umpire Joe Gravina. No balls and 2 strikes as Musso looks to start off the top half of the 6th with back-to-back strikeouts. Here's the 0-2. Misses. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. as Elam looks to battle. Already has the 2 RBI single in this game. Grounded out over to first in the second before that. Musso set, winds, and fires. Elam fights it off once again, slaps it out of the park on the first base side.
Regardless of this result from Cade Elam, have to be encouraged by the strides that he has made.
Started the season 0 for 15, and then since has really picked it up over the last few games. Got his first 2 RBIs last time, 2 already today. 1-2. Misses down low. That a pitch that Elam probably would have swung at in those first few games, but not that time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down here in the top half of the 6th. Musso fires, and Elam once again pops up the pitch out of play on the first base side. Still a 2 ball and 2 strike count. Elam making this at bat really tough. 7th pitch coming.
And these just weren't the at-bats you were seeing a ton of from Cade Elam. But getting deep into counts, seeing a bunch of pitches, fouling off a couple of 2-strike chances.
Musso trying to win this long battle against the Louisville man, Elam. The pitch smacked off the screen on the first base side. Elam has become a really hard out in this lineup for Wareham. Just speaks volumes to the growth this season for him. And all of the pitches from Musso have been competitive. The last couple have been in the zone, and Elam has done enough to stay alive. He once again chokes up on his bat a little bit and looks to protect. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Musso fires. Misses inside, and now Elam pushes the count full. He was down 0-2.
He likes it a lot right now. He's really in a rhythm in that batter's box, becoming a much tougher out to get, trying to drive Musso's pitch count up.
Here's the payoff. Ground ball over to short. Schaff fields, throws to first, makes it there in time. Back-to-back outs to start off this 6th, and 5 in a row retired for Musso since coming into the ballgame.
9-pitch at bat. You feel like that's a win for the offense, even if the defense gets the out. But for Cade Elam, wasn't a great swing. It was middle, and it felt like it was a check swing that he came on a little too late. But a soft grounder. Still, though, 9 pitches against a guy that's having a ton of success against your lineup. It's going to help up and down the roster.
Dylan Dubovic at the plate now. First pitch. Cut and a miss at the top of the zone for strike 1. Dubovic has really been in a slump. He is just 1 for his last 16. Does have a walk tonight and did have a hit yesterday, which broke an 0 for 14 stretch for him. Last at bat of the ballgame. 0-1. Just misses at the bottom half of the zone, and this Bourne crowd has not been happy with Joe Gravina all night long. 1 ball and 1 strike here to the man from Miami. Sporting the orange Adidas batting gloves in support of the Canes. The 1-1 finds the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes against the center fielder. Popped out over to the shortstop Schaff in shallow left field. Back in the 3rd to end off the inning, where Wareham scored runs 2 and 3 of this game. Musso looking for another 0. Here's the 1-2, and Dubovic goes fishing for strike 3. Another 1-2-3 for Musso. That's his 3rd strikeout. 6 up, 6 down for him over the 5th and the 6th. Sends this game to the bottom half at 3-0 in favor of the Gatemen here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Bottom half of the 6th here at Doran Park in Bourne on July 4th as the sun starts to set on America's 250th birthday. What has been a great day across the Cape. Nothing better than some of America's pastime to wrap up the day. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky here in a 3-0 ball game with Wareham on top. Bourne to swing it, top of the order, going against Jaden Barfield, who faced the minimum in that 5th inning. Allowed a walk, but got out of it with the double play. Blake Schaff swings at the first pitch, grounds it over to DeGiorgio. At first, he throws over to first from short. That's in time for out number 1. Barfield has looked a lot sharper in this appearance. Gets a ground ball from Schaff, who's now 0 for 3 on the day.
It's all about trusting your stuff, and it's nice coming into pitch with some run support. Wareham was trailing in that game with Brewster the entire way. So this time has some offense at his back. Got the blueprint from his starter, Jordan Stevens. Wareham doing a really nice job right now.
Now going against Rustin Rigdon, the center fielder. First pitch high and away. Feels like this Bourne offense is kind of just shut down. They put up 7 runs over the last 3 innings against Hyannis before that first game yesterday against Wareham. Put up just 5 runs, all coming in 1 inning. Just 5 sounds ironic as the 1-0 is in there for strike 1, but they all came in 1 inning, so it wasn't sustained scoring. And then here today, it's been another offensive struggle at the plate. 5 straight zeros for them, and they have put up just 1 hit on the board. 1 ball and 1 strike as Barfield comes set. Delivers. Ball is fouled off over to the Braves dugout on the third base side, and the count goes to 1-2.
And it was kind of a weird inning that they had that success. It was on the back end of Wade Walton after a long break in the dugout. He wasn't as sharp coming back in. But then afterwards, Wareham pitching was dominant.
1-2, cut and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout of the outing for Jaden Barfield. Puts 2 outs on the board here in the bottom half of the 6th.
Yeah, he's feeling really good right now, and Bourne hitters don't feel great. A little bit of a dejected look in that dugout. Ton of strikeouts for the Braves today. That's now their 10th time being sent to the dugout on strikes.
It was 14 yesterday, so the offensive woes continue. Andrew Costello, the DH at the plate, has the only hit today. First pitch, middle of the zone for strike 1. Costello has been a lone bright spot really for Bourne over the 2 days. That, of course, Andrew, Luke as well, but Andrew had a hit yesterday and a hit so far today. The 2 brothers have really been powering the Bravos overall. 0-1 misses up high. The count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. And that was that mini rally you talked about in the 4th. Andrew Costello got the single. Luke Costello hit by the pitch before back-to-back strikeouts from Stevens in his last inning of work. 1-1 catches the top part of the zone. And Andrew Costello goes and talks with home plate umpire Joe Gravina after that one. He was not happy with the call. But Barfield just 1 pitch away from another 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom half of the 6th. Looks in and comes home. Chopper over to the hole, and it gets through both Elam and DeGiorgio into left for a 2-out single. Second base hit of the day for Bourne. Second base hit of the day for Andrew Costello.
That's a really, really good piece of hitting from Costello. In on the hands, turns on it. It was a tough play for both Elam and DeGiorgio. even if the shortstop DeGiorgio gloved it after it went over the glove of Elam, there's no way he would have gotten him. It would have required a picture-perfect throw. So great piece of hitting for Costello.
Now his brother Luke in the box. First pitch, a called strike, top half of the zone. It's been Andrew Costello as the offense today for Bourne. 2 hits on the scoreboard. Both of them have come off of his bat, and now his brother trying to follow it up after he had 2 doubles yesterday. 0-1, smacked to the right side, tailing into foul territory. It drops there, and it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, Costello really, really good. 8 doubles this season, leads the Cape League, and it's not even close. He's got 8. The next closest guy has 5. And had a very successful day yesterday. Now Barfield has to continue to attack. Don't let that infield slow roll single get to you, just like Jordan Stevens didn't.
Comes set and fires the 0-2. It's bounced in the dirt. Rogers keeps it close to him. Calls time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And what a response it would be from Barfield to give up the single, come right back at the best hitter in the Bourne lineup, and get out of this 6th with another 0. Obviously, that's his objective. Luke Costello trying to flip the script. As Barfield looks over at his brother, he'll throw over to first base. Barnett fields the pickoff attempt, not in time. Still a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
And this was similar to Jordan Stevens. Gave up that single in the 4th to Andrew Costello, then hit Luke, but responded instantly. Now Barfield looking for the response much quicker than what he did in the 4th.
1-2 offering. Smacked into right field. Going back is Apple. That ball drops, and it hits in and out of the glove of Dubovic. Hitting third is Costello. He is waved home. There will be no throw, and there is an RBI double for Costello with 2 outs, and it's the first run of the evening for Bourne. We've got a 3-1 ball game.
And so Barfield doesn't get out of it, doesn't deliver the response. 9th double of the summer for Luke Costello. I mean, he's a double machine for this Bourne team. And Andrew Costello with 2 outs, he was on the move all the way. A little brother-to-brother connection. Nice 2-out rally for the Braves on the board.
Seemed like you might have been able to have a play at home, but the ball went in and out of Dubovic's glove in right center field. He didn't get it fully cleanly. Trent Caraway now, the third baseman, trying to knock in another run. First pitch, tasered over to the shortstop DeGiorgio. Fields on a hop, throws to first in time. So Barfield does a brilliant job of limiting the damage, allows the 2-out double, which scores a run for Bourne, but doesn't let up anything more. After 6 innings here at Doran Park, it's 3-1 Wareham here on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Top of the 7th, Wareham leads Bourne 3-1 at Doran Park. With Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Gatemen sending the 8-9-1 hitters to the plate. It's righty, lefty, righty. Carter Groen, Henry DeGiorgio, and R.J. Hamilton the minimum, facing the righty reliever out of Arizona State, Austin Messo, who's back out for his third inning of work, relieving the starter, Madden Clement. Out of the windup, Messo's first pitch of the seventh is a slider that tails away. It's taken for ball one. Groen, in his second game of the summer for Wareham, was stellar in his debut yesterday. That wasn't a 7-5 win over Bourne. He was 2 for 4 with a double. Today, he's 1 for 2. The 1-0. Fly ball, deep right field. Costello drifts back at the track, squares up, hauls it in. Head-high catch into the beige mitt for out number 1.
Good piece there from Groen, but doesn't get enough of it to send it out. This Wareham lineup has had absolutely no success against Musso. He's faced 7, retired 7.
It's been dominant. After Clement went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned, issued 3 walks, and struck out 7. But Wareham yet to record a hit on the reliever, Austin Musso, who's back out right on left. He kicks and deals. First pitch fastball dots the outer third, a called strike, 0-1. DeGiorgio, not his best day. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. He's the lone left-handed hitter in this Wareham lineup. That's intentional. See 0-1. It's popped foul left side, and DeGiorgio behind 0-2. But against the lefty starter in Clement, Ryan Smythe elected to stack 8 right-handed hitters. DeGiorgio, the lone lefty, batting 9th, did not have success. 2 of Clement's 7 strikeouts came against DeGiorgio. He's batting .240 this summer. The 0-2 outside. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes with the bases clear and 1 away in the top of the 7th. Musso has surpassed 30 pitches. The 1-2. Cut on and missed. DeGiorgio down on strikes for the 3rd time today, and Musso continues to work cleanly. 3rd punch out of the day, and there's now 2 gone in the top of the 7th.
And not the response that you want if you're Wareham. Obviously, you let up the run with 2 outs in the bottom half of the 6th, but you don't want to let Bourne into this game, and Musso is cruising. Barfield looked a little bit shaky down the stretch. Not the best response here.
Wareham led 1-0, 1 batter in, and that was because of R.J. Hamilton, who digs in now, right on right. From the windup, first pitch to Hamilton. Called strike, outside corner. 0-1. Hamilton with the solo shot in the 1st inning. Since then, he struck out back-to-back times. Second baseman from Duke, batting .229, showed some power earlier. 0-1. Clips the bottom rail, a called strike. Hamilton didn't like it.
Same spot, really, as the first one.
Yeah, Musso has been dominant here in the 7th. All throughout his outing, trying to get through his 3rd inning. The 0-2 on the way. This is up and in. Hamilton bent his body backwards. Sees the first ball of the at-bat. Base is clear, 2 away. The 1-2 out of the windup. Popped foul, right side. So Hamilton stays alive, fights away a 2-strike pitch. Musso in his 5th appearance of the summer. He's gone 9 2/3. Collects himself at the belt. 1-2. Breaks in the dirt, misses low. Hamilton loaded up the swing, ready to protect in a 2-strike count. He holds, and we're even at 2-2. 1 for 3 day from Hamilton, with Foster Apple on deck for the Gatemen, leading at 3-1 in the top of the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes out of the windup. Grounded left side. Schaff at short charges, throws on the run, and it's gloved by Michelle for the 3rd out of the inning. Another clean frame from Austin Musso. No runs, no hits, no errors in the field, and nobody left on base. It's time to stretch at Doran Park. Wareham ready to do so with a 3-1 lead on the home of Gatemen baseball.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
In a 3-1 game in the bottom of the 7th, Bourne sends its 6, 7, 8 hitters to the plate facing the lefty reliever out of Oklahoma, Jaden Barfield. Cal Sefcik, Garrett Michelle, and Bryce Eastep due up for the Braves here in the home half. Left on right to open things up in this frame from the windup. First pitch is a cutter that misses well high, and the count's 1-0. Sefcik 0 for 2 today. A couple of strikeouts. Both, however, came against the righty starter Jordan Stevens. Now facing the left-hander, Jaden Barfield. The 1-0 misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. Barfield out for his second inning of work. Allowed a couple of hits. 1 run came in for Bourne. That was in the bottom of the 6th. Now the Braves trying to continue that and scoring back-to-back innings. 2 balls, no strikes. Barfield sets and deals. Cutter inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Barfield struggling to locate the zone early on in this frame.
And not what you want. You just allowed Bourne to score their first run of the game last inning. Do not want to let the Braves back in here in the 7th.
3 balls, no strikes on the left fielder on his way to UCF. Cal Sefcik, 3-0. Catches the inside corner, a called strike, 3-1. Pitch prior was Barfield's 30th of the game, relieving the starter Jordan Stevens, who was spectacular. 3-1. Misses low, and it gets away from Rogers all the way past the netting. But Sefcik just has to focus first and foremost on getting the 2 shin guards off of his shins. Drew Rogers couldn't even locate it whatsoever. But Sefcik wanted to make sure that he had that extra weight off of him before he went down to first.
Sometimes you see it in Little League where it's a walk and then you get a little bit, anxious and you just dart off to second on a walk and just steal the bag. Obviously not enough time to turn it around there, but things becoming a little bit more interesting. This could be Barfield's last batter left on left against Michelle. Wareham with an arm starting to get going out there in the pen. We'll see.
That's Andrew Koshy starting to loosen for Wareham. Left on left, like Dan said, against Garrett Michelle. First pitch. Hit on the ground, right side, and foul. 0-1 on Michelle, who's 0 for 2 today. First baseman out of the transfer portal with a commitment to South Carolina. One of 4 guys in this Bourne lineup today that will play for South Carolina in the spring. The 0-1 tapped foul into the netting behind home plate, and Michelle is behind 0-2.
Good response from Barfield after an at-bat where he was kind of a little bit out of control, missing the zone, has recentered here on Michelle.
Barfield from the stretch, the 0-2. Breaking ball, just misses low. Tried to dot that inside corner right at the knees on Michelle. First baseman holds, and the count's 1-2. Barnett holding on Sefcik at first. Certainly capable of stealing a bag. He's 5 for 6 this summer. The 1-2. Grounded right side, past a diving Barnett down the right field line. extra bases for Michelle. All the way from first, CeCe gets the stop sign, and a double from the left-handed hitter Garrett Michelle off the southpaw Jaden Barfield, and Bourne has the tying run in scoring position with nobody out in the bottom of the seventh.
Certainly not what you want, especially in that left-on-left matchup where you feel like you probably could have had that one working nicely in a 1-ball, 2-strike count. As Eric Luxus is out of the dugout, the pitching coach for Wareham, to talk things over, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a move to the pen for the righty, Andrew Koshi.
And we'll wait and see what it is. As Koshi comes in from that right field fence, he's into the game. Eric Luxus set to relieve the reliever, Jaden Barfield. 2 runners are still his responsibility. His day is done. He pitches 2 innings and departs with a pair in scoring position. 2 on and nobody out for Bryce Estep. When we return against the right-handed reliever, Andrew Koshi will step aside here on the home of Gatemen Baseball.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm.
Time for an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change. Andrew Koshi, the right-hander, on his way to South Carolina out of the transfer portal from Maryland, in a really, really tough situation to be put into. With 2 on and nobody out, facing the 8th hitting catcher, Bryce Estep, Dan.
Certainly, Koshi, the 6'2", 205 righty who has pitched a plethora of times this season for Wareham. Last came in against Orleans, a game where Wareham controlled for the most part, pitched some of those late innings, 2 1/3 with a hit and no runs. And then the previous time, no runs. The time before that, also no runs. So Wareham going to a high leverage arm here.
Yeah, he'll face his future college teammate in Bryce Estep from Coastal Carolina, announced his commitment to South Carolina. Andrew Koshi pitching for the 2nd time after pledging that commitment to USC. Right on right with 2 on and nobody out. First pitch misses up and in. Koshi goes to that 3/4 arm slot, a change from what he saw with Jordan Stevens and Jaden Barfield. Estep, the catcher, 0 for 1 today with a walk and a strikeout. Up in the count, 1-0 now. The pitch taken outside, sweeps across the zone, and Estep holds for ball 2.
This feels like the opportunity here for Bourne. It's the bottom of the order. You've got the first 2 hitters aboard. You've got Ellis coming to the plate next, who's a great hitter. Koshi really has to work hard.
Right on right in a 3-1 game. The pitch popped up, right side. Foul ground. Barnett drifts over, up against the dugout, looks up. It's out of play. Barnett gave it a good chase, but not playable, and the count now 2-1. Gatemen leading at 3-1, bottom of the 7th. Cal Sefcik on 3rd, Garrett Michelle off of 2nd. Sefcik walked to lead off the inning. Michelle with the double. Both runners are Jaden Barfield's responsibility. 2-1. The pitch hit on the ground, left side. Elam goes home. Rogers applies the tag. It's in time. Wareham cuts down the lead runner. Sefcik tried to take the 90 feet and make it just a 1-run game, but a heads-up play defensively from Kate Elam at the hot corner. There's 1 away and runners on 1st and 2nd for Bourne.
I really don't like that send there. If you're Bourne 2nd and 3rd with no one out and it's a ground ball straight to DeGiorgio, Really, you should only be going home on that play if it's a ball to the right side of the infield, which is a much harder throw. DeGiorgio fields that very clean, a nice throw to Rogers, and a really great job from the Wareham defense to make this a lot more manageable.
Yeah, can't ask for a much better result if you're Andrew Koshy. Still runners on first and second. Lee Ellis, the first pitch. And it rides in, hits him square on the numbers. And he launches that bat towards that third base dugout, Dan. I think a little bit of frustration from Lee Ellis.
Definitely not happy about getting plunked there. And Koshy really not helping himself out after the out at the plate.
Yep.
Top of the order as well. Left on right. Not a great situation. Obviously, the double play is in order, and you can go to any base here on the infield, but things getting dangerous.
Yeah, go-ahead run over on first with Lee Ellis. Brings up Blake Schaff, the switch-hitting shortstop, digs in from the left side. The base is loaded and one out. First pitch from Koshy is tapped foul. 0-1. Schaff 0 for 3 today, batting in the leadoff spot for the 5th consecutive game. Struck out twice against the starter Stevens, grounded out to short his lone time up against the reliever Barfield. Koshy trying to slam the door and preserve this 2-run lead for the Gatemen with the bases loaded. The 0-1. Bottom rail called strike. Koshy ahead 0-2. Still nowhere to put Schaff, however, who had a 2 RBI double yesterday. Schaff has 1 at-bat with the bases loaded, and it was a bases-clearing double this summer. The 0-2. Breaks in the dirt. Rogers slides to his right to prevent that one from getting past him. And the count, just 1 ball and 2 strikes. Schaff, the shortstop from Wake Forest, trying to come through with a big-time hit in the bottom of the 7th. A ball and 2 strikes. Koshy set from the belt. Winds and fires. Pitch, comebacker, over to short. DeGiorgio has to go to first. It's the only play. It's in time. Run sprints in. Michelle scores. And the Bourne faithful not happy whatsoever. That's a 6-3 putout. And Scott Landers is out from the third base dugout. And he's requesting our first base umpire, Ryan DeMare, head over and talk to him along that third base line.
I had him at safe over there at first base. It was really a bang-bang play, but Schaff is speedy, and I really did think that he beat it out. Landers is giving him an earful right now in his face, and DeMar gives him the warning, and Landers still yelling.
Yeah, Scott Landers not happy whatsoever. Now giving him an earful, then goes to home plate umpire Drew Gravina. So it's 3-2, Wareham with the edge, and Rustin Rigdon steps in. With runners on second and third, a single can give Bourne the lead. Go-ahead run on second. Rigdon 0 for 3 today. Koshy from the belt. The pitch grounded right side. On a couple of hops, smothered by Hamilton. Throws on to first. It's in time. Wareham strands a pair into scoring position. A nice job out of the pen from Andrew Koshy. It's just 1 hit, no runs, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on base for the Braves. Gatemen still with a 3-2 lead after a big-time adjustment from our pitching coach, Eric Luxus, and our sideline reporter, CeCe Gabriel, has more.
Well, thanks, guys. The Gatemen are 1-0 against the Braves, and the Gatemen pitching coach, as you just mentioned, Eric Luxus, he actually is no stranger to wins. As head coach of the Sickles High School baseball program in Florida, he's led his team to 5 conference championships, 5 Elite 8 championships, and a Florida State championship. Snapping a 5-game losing streak with Wareham last night, Luxus spoke on how much his players enjoyed Fenway Day and a movie night they held afterwards on their home field watching Summer Catch. He told me we just wanted to have some fun because you can lose sight of that when you're going through a rough patch. With a big division win under their belt, Luxus said it's good to get 1 win, but 1 win is not going to get the job done. We got to string a few together. Tonight's game against Bourne will be the second of 6 division matchups in the next 10 days, so it'll be up to the Gatemen to take advantage of their schedule to make a run in the West Division. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Wareham's pitching staff certainly doing the job it needs to do to hold off Bourne, who's looking for a series split in this two-game set between the Gatemen and the Braves. Game one went way of Wareham yesterday, 7-5, and the Gatemen looking for their second consecutive win. They haven't done it yet this year. From Doran Park on the 4th of July, we thank you for spending your Independence Day with us. Alongside Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Austin Musso back to work on the hill for Bourne, and Dan, he has been phenomenal, set to deal to the 2-3-4 hitters in this Gateman order.
Has just been posting 0 after 0 after 0. Came into this game in the 5th. It's been 3 innings, 9 up, 9 down, and it's allowed Bourne to get back into this game. They should have cashed in more on that last opportunity with the bases loaded and 1 out, but Andrew Koshy comes in, puts out the fire. Musso looks for another successful inning to get the Bourne bats right back in the dugout.
And downside, you just said it, Dan, he went 9 up, 9 down. Now silver lining if you're the Gateman. It's the second time through the order facing Austin Musso, and it starts right now with Foster Apple. First pitch, he swings, lofts it into shallow right field, tailing into foul ground. Garrett Michelle under it, and the first baseman makes the catch for the first out.
That's a pretty good way to start off your second time through the order. Easy pop-up in foul territory. Now going against Levi Clark, who he got to weakly fly out into right field back in the 5th.
Foster Apple probably put the best swing on an Austin Musso pitch. It was a sharp line out to the center fielder, but now Levi Clark digs in. Right on right with Drew Rogers on deck. First pitch, cut on and missed. 0-1 on Clark. Wareham leads at 3-2. Gatemen scored all 3 of their runs in the first 3 innings. Both sides traded a couple of zeros before Bourne scored first in the bottom of the 6th, tacked on another in the last half inning in the bottom of the 7th. The 0-1, breaking ball, misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Base is still clear for Levi Clark. 1 for 3 yesterday. Singled and scored back in the 3rd inning. 1-1. Slow roller. Off a hop on the lip of the infield grass, gloved by Schaff at short. Rifles on to first in time. Back-to-back putouts, 11 up and 11 down now for Austin Musso. He's really starting to cruise.
It's been untouchable. It's allowed Bourne to get into the ball game. Wareham had really looked like they carried over the hitting from yesterday through those first 3 innings, but since Musso's come into the game, it's really been all Bourne.
Yeah, Wareham has had 1 2-out rally today. And Drew Rogers played a part in it, who digs in from the right-handed side now. He walked and scored. That was the last run that the Gatemen have come across. First pitch, swings and just gets a piece of it. Fouls it straight back, 0-1. Rogers 2 strikeouts and that walk in the 3rd inning. Batting 4th today for the Gatemen. Came in, got 1 at-bat against the Braves yesterday after replacing Levi Clark as the catcher. The 0-1. Fly ball, hooking out of play, and it's gone for strike 2. Couple of pitches in the zone for Drew Rogers. Nothing in 2 with the bases clear from the windup. This is low. Rogers takes, and it's 1-2. Wareham back in action tomorrow at home against Cotuit. First time that the Gatemen and Kettleers have met since the season opener. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Bottom 3rd, rings up Drew Rogers. 5th strikeout of the game for Austin Musso. It's 12 up, 12 down. He's been spectacular. Keeps it at an arm's length for the Bourne Braves, trailing 3-2. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 2-3-4 due up for the Braves here on the home of Wareham Gatemen baseball.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bourne down to its final 6 outs, but that's plenty of wiggle room to escape with a come-from-behind victory. Wareham leads 3-2. We've hit the bottom of the 8th. Andrew Koshy out to the mound for his first clean inning of work. He'll deal to the 2, 3, 4 hitters in this Bourne lineup. Andrew Costello, Luke Costello, and Trent Caraway the minimum for the right-hander on his way to South Carolina. He'll face a couple of future teammates, and it starts right here with Andrew Costello. Both Andrew and his brother Luke have committed to the Gamecocks. Right on right, first pitch. Popped up. Shallow center field. Hamilton, the second baseman, back. Dubovic, the right fielder, calls him off, and he drops the fly ball. On his way to second. Gloves the throw. In time. Foster Apple comes in and saves the day for the Gatemen. Cuts down Andrew Costello trying to steal the extra base, and there's one gone in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, I guess no harm, no foul, but that was ugly out there from Wareham. Originally, Hamilton called it as the second baseman in shallow right center field, and then Apple came charging in, missed it, picked the ball up, got it over to second in time, and DeGiorgio applies the tag. So overall, you got the first out. That's all that matters.
And so now Luke Costello, his brother, looks at a first pitch fastball for a called strike, 0-1. We'll await the official scoring. So it is an error on Foster Apple. First miscue of the summer for him. The 0-1. Misses low of the zone, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Costello reaches on an error, and it's cut down on his way to second. 1 ball, 1 strike with the bases clear. Hit on the ground to the third baseman, Elam. Goes down to glove, throws on to first in time. Really nice play from Cade Elam. He's found his groove defensively. A ton of good plays we've seen from him the last couple of days.
That's been great. He's been finding it defensively, offensively. Really feels like it's coming all together for the rising sophomore from Louisville.
So now Trent Caraway tries to extend this inning for Bourne. Andrew Costello got greedy early on, had a leadoff, at least a leadoff base runner. Wouldn't have been a hit. First pitch, he squares to bunt. It spikes in the dirt. Caraway pulled back, ball 1. But Bourne could have had the leadoff man aboard. But instead, Costello tried to move that tying run into scoring position. A really good play from the Wareham outfield as the 0-1 is popped up into right field. Apple comes in, drifts to his left, and hauls it in for the third out of the inning. Roller coaster of a frame, but Andrew Koshy faces the minimum in his first clean inning of work. No hits, no runs, 1 error in the field, and no runners left on. Through 8 at Doran Park, Wareham's last chance to pad its lead comes on the other side of this break here on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Can't ask for much better news for Wareham to start the top of the ninth inning. Austin Musso's day is done. It's time for another Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change, and Scott Landers elects to go with the right-hander out of Cincinnati. It's Adam Buczkowski on for the top of the ninth to try and keep this a 3-2 ball game for the Braves.
After a southpaw to start the day, back-to-back righties out of the pen for Bourne. Through 41 and a third with the Bearcats this past season, 63 strikeouts. It's a two-pitch mix for him. It's just fastball and slider, so Wareham be ready. It can only be one of two things. He leads with the fastball at 65%.
Yeah, time for a pinch hitter for Wareham. So Scott Landers makes an adjustment on his side. Jason Wax comes in as the pinch hitter to relieve Caleb Barnett. We'll see how Wareham decides to take this defensively. Wax, an outfielder. Caleb Barnett was playing first base. Nonetheless, it's right on left. Buczkowski kicks and deals. First pitch, grounded, high chopper to first base. Michelle Gloves takes it to the base himself. One pitch, one out to start things in the top of the ninth.
And the arm slot for Buczkowski is odd. It's a low slot delivery, not something that Wareham really has seen in a long time. It's kind of like Andrew Koshy's, but a little bit lower. So something that these hitters have to adjust to.
Yeah, Andrew Koshy, probably more of a three-quarter guy. Buczkowski all the way to one-half. Brings up Kate Elam, the sixth-hitting third baseman, facing Buczkowski. The top of the ninth with one away and the base is clear. From the windup, Buczkowski's first pitch misses outside. One ball and no strikes. Austin Musso, no other way to put it, was phenomenal. 4 innings, didn't allow a hit or a walk, was perfect. Struck out 5 batters, went 12 up, 12 down out of the pen. Stabilized things for this Braves group. It's the 1-0. Misses. Instead, just catches the bottom of the zone, called strike. It's 1-1. Elam with that 2 RBI single back in the third inning. That's been the difference for Wareham. Hasn't scored since that base knock. 1-1. Cut on and missed. Pitch tailed away from Elam. He waves and misses. Buczkowski ahead 1-2. Takes a big, deep breath. Glove just above the belt. 1-2. Fouled straight back. Elam stays alive in a 1-2 count.
Nice job battling back from Cade Elam, doing what he does best since he's gotten into this flow. Seeing what he likes, fouling off pitches, and just driving the count deep.
New ball in play for Buczkowski. 1 ball, 2 strikes from the windup. Called strike 3. Inside corner freezes Elam. There's 2 up and 2 down in the top of the ninth.
And now with 2 outs, you start to wonder, will it be Andrew Koshy to come out of the dugout again to try and get this save? That'd be tasked with getting 9 outs to end off this game for Andrew Koshy.
Right now, a couple of guys standing and starting to throw. Ty Stark has done some soft toss. Right now, Dylan Dubovic tries to spark a 2-out rally. First pitch, he swings, lines it up the middle. Rigdon goes back, squares up, makes the play on the move. with heels towards the fence. It's 395 to deep center. Dubovic hit that one about 385. But Adam Buchkowski, in his first inning out of the pen, retires the side in order. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, no runners left on base. Andrew Koshy to try and pick up the save for the Gatemen when we return. Bottom of the ninth, it's 6-7-8 due up for the Braves when we return on the home of Gatemen baseball.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention, and
last chance for Bourne here in the bottom of the ninth. A couple of defensive substitutions for Wareham. Tony Lira comes in at first, replacing Caleb Barnett. Jason Wax into the game. He moves to center, replacing Dylan Dubovic. Pinch hitter for the Braves, Matt Bolton, the left-handed hitter out of Binghamton. First pitch from Andrew Koshy in the ninth. He takes inside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Bolton did play yesterday. Batted fifth, was 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. The rising junior that swings it at a .327 clip for Bourne this summer. Koshy, the 0-1. This is up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. We saw Wareham make a ton of defensive substitutions yesterday in the ninth inning. 5 guys either switched positions or came into the game in the bottom of the ninth. The 1-1. Cut on and missed. Koshy dials up the off speed to get ahead, 1-2.
Mohan pitched 4 1/3 to close out the game yesterday. Koshy being tasked with the same type of length.
1 ball, 2 strikes from the windup. This is outside. Fastball levels at 2-2. So Cal Sefcik's day is done. He was 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Walked, made his way to third in the 7th, and was cut down on a ground ball to third base. 2-2, swing and a miss. Andrew Koshy, a big strikeout to start things in the bottom of the ninth. It's his first punch out of the game, 1 down.
It's a big one, a huge one, against a great bat in Bolton, who really has been hitting at a good pace so far this season. And now another lefty coming to the plate in Garrett Michelle, who had the double off of Jaden Barfield, which was the last hitter before Koshy came into the game.
Koshy's first pitch to Michelle. Fastball, dots the inside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Michelle went left on left and delivered a double that he came around to score on to right center field. Here in the 0-1, pitch. Hit up the middle, slow roller to DeGiorgio at shortstop, squares up, throws on to first. It's in time. Really nice job so far from Andrew Koshy in the bottom of the ninth as Bourne is now down to its final out.
It's been seamless, and Koshy has been cruising. Don't change anything here with 2 outs on the board. Same mentality. Go after him. Let the defense do the work and pick up back-to-back wins for the first time this season.
Gatemen leading at 3-2. Bottom of the ninth, 2 gone. Bryce Estep, the catcher, on his way to South Carolina, facing his future college teammate. Trying to get the best of him here. First pitch. Skips in and out of the glove of Rogers. Ball 1. Estep 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 7th. ball, no strikes. From the belt, Koshi sets and deals. Misses well inside, nearly got a piece of E-step. But Koshi walks off the back of the mound in a 2-ball, no strike count. E-step batting just 130 this summer. Braves down to their final out, trying to avoid their 4th straight loss. Koshi grips the ball in his right hand, collects himself at the belt, brings home the 2-0, misses inside. E-step corkscrews his body out of the way to avoid being hit by the 2-0, and a true hitter's advantage for E-step. Doesn't get much better than this. 3-0 in the bottom of the 9th.
No, it does not, and Koshi having trouble adjusting to his first righty of this inning.
3-0 with the bases clear. The pitch misses outside. 4-pitch walk for Andrew Koshi. And the tying run is on base with the winning run set to step to the plate in the form of Lee Ellis.
And I think that's just a matter of Andrew Koshi trying to go inside on these righty hitters after he was painting the outside part of the plate against both lefties to start off. Pitching coach Eric Luxus out of the dugout here for Wareham. There has been no sign yet to the bullpen out there in right field, but there is a reliever waiting at the gate if Luxus is to go that way.
We'll see what the call is here. Right now, there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Wareham leads at 3-2. The Gatemen haven't scored since the top of the 3rd inning, but a combination of the starter Jordan Stevens, the reliever Jaden Barfield, and now Andrew Koshi, who's been called upon to kind of close, do some longer relief, as Luxus gets the defense in order. Ball stays in the right hand of Andrew Koshi, tasked of getting out of this 9th inning. So John Stutzer comes in as the pinch runner for Bryce E-step on first base as that tying run for the Braves. Right on Lee Ellis, who's 0 for 1 today with a walk. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. His only at-bat, he grounded into a double play. First pitch, right on right. He swings and taps it foul. Right behind the plate, it's 0-1. Lira holding on Stutzer at first. Wareham with a 3-2 lead. Koshi trying to get his 9th out and give Wareham back-to-back wins. The 0-1. Just low of the zone. Like the spot. Ellis holds a swing, and it's 1-1. Ellis out of Ohio State. Faced Koshi this past spring, the right-handed pitcher from Maryland. 1-1. Called strike. Outside corner, clips the zone. Ellis didn't like it. Smiles at the home plate umpire, Joe Gravina, and calls for time. Adjusts the batting gloves. Digs back in a 1-2 count with 2 away. Tying run on first. Stutzer creeps off the bag. From the belt, Koshi delivers. Grounded, left side, through the hole, base hit. Stutzer stays put at second, but a 2-strike, 2-out knock from Lee Ellis in the bottom of the 9th extends this game to at least one more hitter. It'll be Blake Schaff for the Braves.
That's gritty right there from Lee Ellis down to the final strike of the game, and you just punch one through the hole. I'm surprised that Andrew Koshi is still in this game with the top of the order. Blake Schaff coming to the plate. He's a lefty as well, and I understand that Koshi's had success against lefties, but now Luxus out of the dugout and expect a pitching change here.
Yes, there will be. Andrew Koshi's day is done. He'll depart with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Ty Stark on to try and finish this one up for the Gatemen. Wareham leads it 3-2. We'll step aside. Bourne with 2 aboard. The go-ahead winning run on base in the bottom of the 9th.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, Contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
On paper, the task doesn't look too tall for the lanky lefty out of Louisville, Ty Stark. But when he enters a game in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, it doesn't get much bigger than that. Bourne threatening, and it's Blake Schaff, the leadoff shortstop, trying to give Bourne a chance in the bottom of the ninth. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change, Dan. Ty Stark trying to bounce back from his worst outing of the summer.
And the worst outing was a blown save against the Orleans Firebirds, where Wareham went on to lose the ball game after leading 2-0. This time the task a lot more easy. Just get one singular out to end off this ball game. Andrew Koshy with a great job. 2 2/3, 1 hit, no runs given up. He's responsible for both runners aboard. But what a job by the bottom two of this Bourne order to flip the lineup card and give Blake Schaff just a shot here. Tying runs at second.
Plenty of speed on the base paths for Bourne. John Stutzer, the pinch runner, is at second. Lee Ellis, who singled in a 2-strike, 2-out count, is off of first. 3-2, Wareham leads. It'll be left on, it looks like left. Blake Schaff, a switch-hitting shortstop, wants to swing it from the left side. Stark wiggles to his spot on the third base side of the rubber. From the belt. Brings home the first pitch of his night. Misses low of the zone. It's ball 1.
Wareham dugout not liking that call.
So 1-0 on Schaff. 2 on, 2 away. Wareham has not won 2 straight games this summer. Can do so with 1 more out. The 1-0 pitch. Outside corner, a called strike. 1-1. 3-pitch mix for Stark. Sinker, fastball, slider. Prioritizes them in that order. The 1-1 on Schaff with 2 on. Takes a look at second. Now goes home. This is outside. Fastball runs away from Schaff. He's ahead in the count, 2-1. Schaff had a 2 RBI double yesterday. An extra base hit would certainly tie this one up at 3. 2-1. Fouled out of play. Bourne now down to its final strike. Stark trying to get it. Ton of swing and miss stuff off the left hand of Ty Stark. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts in his 7 2/3. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. With runners on first and second, the pitch just misses outside. Stark thought that was ball game, but in a 3-2 count with 2 outs and runners on first and second, both base runners are on the move here, Dan.
Oof, what a pressure-packed pitch here for Ty Stark.
Left on left from just above the belt. He turns and goes back to second. Keeps Stutzer honest. In case the guy on second tried to get a little bit of a head start. They already will.
I like it. Break up this sequence, too. Break up the pressure.
Schaff, 9 RBIs this summer. He's 0 for 4 today. 3-2. The pitch. Runners on the move. Misses outside. Ball 4. Schaff works the walk. Bases are loaded in the bottom of the 9th.
And now this is where things become dangerous because Rustin Rigdon is a switch hitter. He bats from the right side So he will step into the right-handed batter's box now with the bases loaded. Drew Rogers also has to be careful behind the plate. Stark likes to bounce a lot of off-speed pitches. He has to be sharp.
Rigdon, another guy that's 0 for 4. The center fielder, left on right with the bases loaded. Stark collects himself. The pitch misses in the dart. It spikes away. Run comes in. Bourne has tied this game up in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs.
Just amazes me. Feels like this happens every single time to the game, and you're so close. And then it falls apart, and it's not over yet. It's a 3-3 game, but you were 1 out away with runners at first and second. And Ty Stark loses some of his control. We just talked about it. He likes to throw those low off-speed pitches, and that one, unfortunately, gets away from Drew Rogers.
And the Braves have the winning run just 90 feet away. Rustin Rigdon saw one pitch. That was all it took. Didn't have to put a swing on it. Kept his bat on his shoulders and watched Bourne tie this game up at 3. That's 3 unanswered for the Braves.
And really, Wareham has let them back into the game. They don't have a hit since the 4th inning.
Large part due to the reliever Austin Russo. 4 innings of perfect pitching. So Stutzer came in to score. Lee Ellis on third. Blake Schaff advanced the 90 feet to second. 1-0 on Rigdon after the break. 1-0 misses low, and Rogers keeps it in front of him. Ellis was ready to pounce on the opportunity and send Bourne fans home with a win here on the 4th.
Really have to be so careful if you're Drew Rogers now.
2 balls, no strikes. Tan mitt pressed up against the shoulder for Stark. The 2-0 pitch. Strike 1. The outside corner. Rigdon looked at it. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. An identical day to Blake Schaff, who extended this game, worked a full count walk. 2-1. Hit up the middle. Base hit. Bourne walks it off. That's back-to-back blown saves for Ty Stark. And the Braves score 4 unanswered to take it here on the 4th of July at Doran Park. They snap the 3-game losing streak, and Wareham's search of back-to-back wins will have to wait for at least another couple of days.
Just brutal.
4-3 the final. Wareham no runs after the 3rd inning, no hits after the 4th inning. And Dan, it was a collapse for a Gatemen team that drops to 4-14.
Up 3-0 in this ball game. Don't allow a run till the 6th. Bourne puts up 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the bottom half of the 9th. It's just another gut punch. This one feels like the one from the other day against Orleans. The inability to close out games is becoming a real problem for this team. You and I have talked about this at length, but this is another one where you put into the bucket of should have had this one.
Bourne takes it 4-3. They advance to 7-8-3 on the year after picking up a win and snapping that 3-game losing streak. Wareham drops to 4-14. Ty Stark gets the loss for the Gatemen. Austin Musso, the win for Bourne. 2 hours and 43 minutes here on the 4th of July. Bourne picks up the victory, and Wareham continues to have to wait for that first win